was just listening to Richard Bushman, and he had an excellent thing about reducing people to pathologies versus understanding. And that's one thing Mormons can do to understand everybody in the world. And that's something that the general public can do to understand Mormons. But I was thinking about something very interesting. There are people who literally think Mormons are crazy. So they have the pathology in their mind, like Mormons are just whatever the word is, sexually crazy because they believe that blacks were cursed, or that they can baptize for the dead, baptize for the dead people, or whatever it is that the Mormons are crazy about. And I was thinking about the hypocrisy point. The hypocrisy of so many people. The Book of Mormon musical was exactly what he's talking about. That kind of just reduced Mormons into a pathology. And I always say it's funny that there's hypocrisy. I don't know if the word is funny, but it's interesting. We live in a time where children and, all the way up to college age students, they are taught to understand. So even the most wild lifestyles, they're taught to understand them, to not put them in a pathology. So like homosexuals, transsexuals, people who like My Little Pony, black people, white people, women, men, the Hollywood. They even teach you to be understanding of filth in Hollywood. Like they teach you to, well, you need to understand art. You need to understand what this crazy person has done. But not with Mormonism, not with Christians. They don't want you to understand Christians. And we saw this a lot with the gay marriage and Prop 8, and before that it was Prop 21. But there was no, it just pointed out the hypocrisy of Hollywood and politics. Oh, Mormons are hateful. They just hate gays. Which is like weird, because it's like, yeah, I'm sure there's some Mormons that hate gays, but there was no like appreciation. Like, the Mormons are family oriented. They're family centered. And with Mormons, it goes beyond just being family centered, because it was, how do you say, Mormons believe that you will live again after you die. Mormons believe in eternal families. I'm going to try my new headphone here. And so Mormons believe that being homosexual isn't part of eternity. So here on earth, yeah, you can be, you can have same-sex attraction, all that stuff. But Mormons, and what I'm saying is there was no, like, there was nobody on national news. There was nobody from the church being represented. And CNN, they could have had a whole day of Mormons just explaining, well, here's what we believe about families. And it's very simple too, and it's all about understanding. But you know what? That's not the world we live in. We live in the world of pathology. We live in the world of pathologizing people. And I don't think this mic's going to work. Sorry about this video. You know what? I'm going to have to turn it sideways. Okay. So, we live in the world of pathologizing. It's all about just name calling. It's all about whatever. And the whole gay marriage thing, it was just an agenda. It was just an agenda with Hollywood, an agenda with people who, for whatever reason, don't want traditional marriage. And I can understand gay people wanting to be gay and wanting to have gay sex and even have gay partners, but it's still weird to me that there's gay marriage, because to me that's like I just don't understand marriage outside of creating children. So I'm fine with polygamy. I think polygamy is great. I'm fine with one man, one woman, because that makes sense in a natural sense when a man is healthy and a woman is healthy. I wish there could be a discussion of why so many of our children have same-sex attraction than before. So 100 years ago or whatever. It's why are there so many? And to just, well, maybe something's going on with the hormones. Maybe all the toxins in the environment are affecting some of the children, especially mercury. There's a lot of mercury in our bodies, a ton. And mercury can disrupt hormones and stuff. Do Christians need to understand homosexuals? Yeah. There are Christians who pathologize homosexuals. Oh, they're evil. That's why they're gay. Oh, they're crazy. I mean, hey, something can go on when your body's being made so that you get sexually aroused from the same sex. I mean, people get sexually aroused from very many different things, So anyway, there has never been a public desire to understand Mormons, but other things too, other people. There's never really a, hey, let's understand little children, men, women, blacks, Asians. It's never there. It's never been there. Think about that. In America, in mass media, there's never been a time where understanding is sought in issues. Look at vaccines. There is no effort to understand vaccines and how poisonous they are. So what I'm saying is, you go and represent the best arguments. Okay, Mormons, okay, here's their best arguments, here's their teachings, and then it may take time to understand the best arguments. Okay, well, here's one point of our religion about families and about family cohesion and societal cohesion. I mean, there's so many things. There's so many reasons why Mormons opposed gay marriage, but it wasn't really opposing homosexuality as much as it was we have beliefs about keeping society together and keeping God and his spirit in our lives. But it takes time, For one aspect, if you're going to talk about freedom or morality, well, you might need 4 hours to listen to the Mormons. And on the other side, okay, well, let's hear the gay agenda. What is the agenda of the gays? Why do they want gay marriage? What are their best arguments? Put forth the best arguments. And this is the same thing with vaccines, with, to me, the best arguments for vaccines is you would have CNN do like 12 or a week, and it would literally just a week straight of women telling their stories about their children being poisoned. So we don't, and it's the same thing with Christianity. It's the same thing with Jesus. Jesus doesn't get to have airtime. It's kind of weird because it's like, even when the mass media focuses on one issue, so like right now it's Trump, Trump 24 hours a day, they still don't really present a thorough, comprehensive argument for each issue. It's kind of like, oh, okay, we got to go commercial. Oh, well, hey, we have this person on, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, and we live in a crazy world when it comes to that. But if you have any ideas about Mormonism and you're interested or you want to learn more, what you would do is you yourself would. Here's the thing. Mormons claim to know God. They claim to have his priesthood. They claim a lot. They claim to have prophets and revelation. I think the greater the claims, the greater time you should spend learning about that thing. So, like, if somebody claimed a cure for cancer, a natural cure, then you would devote a lot of time to that person. If someone claims to have salvation, if someone claims that they have the key to death, then you should spend a lot of time making sure that it's true or false. It's kind of like when you go to school, and when you're in school and you're like, well, I hear this job can be fulfilling. I hear this job can make a lot of money. That's how you decide your career. You decide whether you like it and then how much money it makes. So you go and you invest time learning about it. It's the same thing with spiritual things or religion or whatever. People have to invest a lot to get to know Mormonism, to get to know why the family is eternally important, why Christ exists. You see, because in modern America, we're very worldly. We're very worldly. We're just consumed about money and food and whatever. America has had a chance to take serious things seriously.